Everything okay?
Dawns ARKS! Welcome everyone to your Phantasy Star podcast recorded live on January 27th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, PrinceBrightstar, and with me is Rooks. Go ahead and say hello.
Hello, and sorry for ruining the intro. I was getting a little worried.
It's okay. We sometimes we have little technical glitches or any kind of glitch really here, but it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so today, it's actually looking to be a fairly short one here today, specifically because there really isn't a whole lot happening this month, from what I could find. I was checking through all my sources, and while we do have a little bit of an update from Clementine, I mean, Infinia, nothing. There was nothing for Super Robo Blast 2 Infinity. Even like general Phantasy Star stuff, there just didn't seem to be that much happening this month. So this is probably going to just be a really short one. Although, of course, we do have your typical NGS headline today, doing our reaction, and we've got the Neon City, which is supposed to be the second zone in the Nameless City. So really looking forward to that at this point here, given that that Clarissa has been hanging out across that body of water for what, over almost 2 years now at this point, I think.
The problem is we kind of know the MO is that with these developers is that they will stick out mysteries out there, but they will purposely never answer them at this point. We can't guarantee we're going to get answers about the giant Clarissa, which is incredibly frustrating at this point. But when it's been like 5 years into this,
I totally agree, and it's and the thing is, Sega, I think they know they're in trouble, at least in terms of the story at this point. But yeah, it's and Blaze, thanks for popping into the chat there on Twitch. I think the link to the Discord is below in the description. Let me see here. But yeah, it's a we've just been waiting on this thing, and yeah, Zeffetto did take us there to see that body of his that he was trying to create, and then Vile, of course, took that thing over. But yeah, it's just been sort of a loose hanging thread, especially when players of the base PSO2 game had that scene where Matoy showed up. Now, granted, it didn't last that long. Go ahead.
We not only had Matoy show up, we also had the 4 heroines of their classics of base PSO2 show up as well during the end scene.
Yep.
At this point, if they aren't willing to answer the questions that need to be answered, they're going to be, no matter what they do with the story, they're going to get a negative response.
Agreed. Yeah. There's just too many questions that remain unanswered to this day. What actually happened to Xiao and Sierra? Are they actually gone, or did they survive? And to that matter, how much of the ARKS fleet actually got destroyed? I mean, yeah, Zeffetto gave us a number a while back, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was the whole thing got destroyed. And then, what's up with that? What's up with the golden rings that you can see, or not golden, rainbow rings that you can see up in the sky above Nameless City? I mean, you think about what has been a reference to rainbow rings in the past, and that's basically a teleporter to a parallel area. So there's a whole bunch of unanswered stuff. We'll see if we actually get an answer today or not. We'll have to see on that one. But I'm at least somewhat hopeful here that we're gonna at least maybe get something here. It looks like they've started their broadcast at this point, or at least at the title screen.
Yep, they brought their stream online, so there we go.
Yep, here we go.
NGS Headline Wave. Hello, everyone. It's time for NGS Headline Wave, the official program of PSO2 New Genesis version 2. I'm Yui Hasegawa, and I'll be your host for this broadcast. I'll be bringing you all the latest info on NGS. Be sure to stay tuned until the end. This is our first NGS Headline Wave for 2026. We'll continue to do our best this year to deliver NGS news to you in a fun and exciting way with this broadcast. What's that? 14-star weapons, you say? I didn't get any. Raise your hand if you got one over the year-end holidays. I'm not jealous, okay? Now, once again, this program is to inform players about upcoming campaigns and updates for Sega's online RPG, PSO2 New Genesis version 2, also known as NGS. We will also share messages and answers to player questions from the dev team and provide other game-related info. Tune into this program to learn all you need to know about NGS now and into the future. That's Headline Wave in a nutshell. This is a pre-recorded broadcast. If you would like to watch it in Japanese, you can check it out on the Japanese NGS YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's move on to the updates you've all been waiting for. NGS Hot Information. First off, I'd like to share some info on the February 2026 updates. Let's start with a video.
Let's see if the Neon City is coming in the first half or the second half of the month.
Of course,
starting off with an AC scratch. Say again?
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing. They don't seem to be willing to actually... Well, we still know where their priority is right now.
I mean, this is technically still in January for this one. Nothing's really catching my eye here, though. A little early for Valentine's emotes.
Not really. I mean, you're going right into Valentine's shortly after this, so...
I guess, yeah. Okay, new mini episode. So they didn't cancel it then.
The Song of Mourning was played between projects. The Song of War, too. I was familiar with both songs, and when I looked them up, I found out they had lyrics.
Finally! Okay, at least we're getting lore on this.
Yeah.
Knew them well enough to at least hum along.
I never felt that music was meant to be something solely used for ceremonies. The people of Ritem all adore music. I would like for it to be freely accessible to them.
Okay,
and there we go.
City.
Yep. Oh, looking at the distant background, maybe this is... No, this is still on the surface level of the ship.
Yeah, it is. I'm hoping. Oh, that's right. They said they were bringing in the Rappy slot thing. Nah, this is still on the other side of the city. This is not where the Clarissa is.
But the thing is, we should be able to see this area from the other side of us, so... Yeah, we don't see the effect over there.
Yep. Level cap going up to 115. Another line strike update.
Okay, let's do this. Darkness rises. First up is me, Patty.
I'm still boycotting the line strike game, just simply because until they put the effort that they need to into the main game, I don't want to encourage them to bring their attention at all.
I agree, and that's how they advertised this originally, that it wasn't taking away much development time at all. So a lot of just little updates here. And this was the this was what they had mentioned last time.
Yeah. Oh, the Hexagear is cast in the background, probably.
Yep, probably.
So I'm kind of a fan of the Hexagear series. The model kits are really fun. One of the fun things is that, like, this guy, in the series, he might actually have an alt form like a Transformer.
Huh. I think there's supposed to also be another festival or something going on in February as well. Or maybe that was in March.
You know, for the longest time, they had issues with, they were claiming the whole reason they wouldn't let you have the lower height limit. They wouldn't lower the minimum height for player characters was because they didn't want players creating sexualized lolly characters. And now they have a Hexagear background that's basically just that. So I don't think they have an excuse anymore.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Plus, it's just the matter that some people are just short.
Yep.
How was it? Let me go through the details with these slides. Let's start with this. Unleash your inner demon with style with the upcoming AC scratch ticket Demonic Elegance 2026, available January 27th. Get Japanese-style outfits inspired by demons for a rebellious look, or the new sailor uniform outfit for a more demure style. The scratch count bonus offers alternate versions of the Idol Enui EX and Idol RAR EX motion changes included in the scratch ticket prizes, as well as the weapon camo Refined Demon Claws, so be sure to check it out. Wow, the holding each other pose looks so adorable! Our fabulous campaign for February's Ultra PSO2 month is back! The boost event that begins on February 1st will provide even more fantastic boosts than the usual PSO2 day boosts, so quest to your heart's delight. Users with an active premium set will also get an additional plus 100% boost to rare drop rate, which will bring your rare drop rate boost to a whopping plus 500% when you include the boosts from the Super Genesis Festival. Keep an eye out for the upcoming PSO2 Day gifts. We'll be bringing you even more Star Gems and other goodies than usual. You can get more gifts if you have a premium set active, so be sure to get one if you're still on the fence. Don't forget that the second Ultra PSO2 Day is coming on February 21st as well. The party is just getting started in NGS. The Revival AC Scratch Ticket Rewind Collection February 2026 will be available starting February 1st. This AC Scratch Ticket contains prizes from past Februaries. The Scratch Count bonus features motion change items from previous Scratch Count bonuses, as well as another chance to snag weapon camo Concert Master. The NGS 5th Anniversary event 5 Go Beyond starts in February. We'll be rolling out a variety of campaigns throughout the year to keep NGS exciting, so keep your eyes peeled. To celebrate the 5 Go Beyond event, we'll be offering the Revival Scratch Ticket 5th and if thankful each month. You can also draw this ticket for free. The lineup for the Scratch Ticket in February will consist of nostalgic prizes from the launch of NGS in June 2021 through the first half of that September. Scratch tickets that allow you to draw the ticket version can be obtained from weekly tasks, as well as February's Treasure Scratch and Reward Box. On top of that, as a special treat just for this Scratch Ticket, all players who've completed the main task to the Kavaris region will receive 10 tickets as a gift. Remember to collect them. We're kicking
At this
off
point,
Scratch
which
Go Beyond with the new SP
sorry,
Ticket
I was just
Big
going to say,
Bang
at this
Scratch
point,
Fever.
which players haven't?
Yeah.
It's something very
This
easy
scratch ticket will contain
to.
tons of fabulous
It's a very
prizes like
easy
skill
task to
rings,
reach.
augment capsules, and
Very
various
easy
material
task to
items.
reach at this point.
And get
Agreed,
this,
yeah.
You can obtain more than 500 draws worth of tickets from limited time tasks. You can also acquire helpful items like beta reactors and N master cubes from the Scratch Count bonus. Lavish prizes like gamma reactors and N augment transfer passes are also in the lineup. Gather lots of tickets and try your luck.
Have you used any of those N augment transfer
New
passes?
mini episodes will be released on February 4th.
Yes,
Okay.
One episode continues on for the
I'm
last
still
month,
I'm still
featuring
using
companions
a whole bunch of
sharing their
old
changing
augments
feelings
on
after the battle with Vile.
units right now.
Watch the other episodes to learn Nadara and
Gotcha.
Nanon's feelings on the music discovered in Nameless City.
Yeah,
as well
for
as
me,
get
the
new
rate that they
Arcs
come out
Focus
with
Trainer
new
updates through Dozer's report.
augments, it's like I've just sort of been hanging on to it for that day when it's like it actually makes sense, but by the
You can
time
watch
it
these
makes
episodes by
sense,
progressing
the
in the
new
main
ones are out
tasks.
already.
If you haven't
Pretty
advanced the main
much.
tasks yet, now's the time.
If that's all the footage that they're
Get
showing
ready
us
for
for
a
that
new
mini
Nameless
episode, that has
City
me worried
exploration
it's only
quest.
gonna last
Nameless
like
City
5
Entertainment
minutes.
Zone Investigation.
in all honesty, it's probably going. That's exactly what it's
Set
probably
in the
going to
newly
be.
discovered district of Neon City. Gather as many exploration points as you can within the allotted time.
クリア時に出現するグレードチェストの報酬がグレードアップしていくクエストです。探索ポイントは
The rewards in the grade chest, a special chest with variable rewards that appear after you complete the quest, will scale
Call this
based on
the
the number of points
entertainment
earned.
zone. So
フィールドに入
maybe
る
there
Exploration
will
points
still
can
be
obtained
something
through
to
numerous
this.
methods, such as by defeating enemies or gathering unlocked signs.
入手することで
Sacrifice some exploration points to obtain
I
the
mean,
Rappy Twinkles scattered
literally
on the
at this
field,
point,
and you can
it's
increase your
obvious all they
exploration
did was
point acquisition
reskin
rate for defeating
everything.
enemies.
Yeah.
本クエストでは
Also, the new trial, Star Rappy Twinkle Collection, will occur in this quest.
回収が発生します。
Yeah, it reminds me of some of those
During the trial,
yearly
touching
quests where it was
objects
like,
called Star Rappy Twinkles allow you to
I'm
gain
trying to
lots of
remember which
exploration
magazine.
points.
I think it might have been Famitsu, where they would like
They
reskin
can
one of
also
the
give a slight boost
one of the
to your
city
exploration
areas in
point
base
acquisition rate from
PSO2.
defeating enemies, so be sure to collect them whenever you can.
積極
Yep.
的に集めていきましょう。また
I mean, they
You can
are
also gain
lo-
exploration points
pretty
by
much
gathering
just
3
pulling the
types of Rappy
textures
Twinkles
from
or
the
3
Neon
Star Rappy
Creative
Twinkles.
Space.
探索ポイントを獲得できます。
Yep.
獲得でき
The
る
amount of points you gain is random, so you might get a ton of exploration points all at once.
探索ポイントを入手することも可能ですよ。多くの探索
Gather lots of points to get the highest grade
最高
chest.
グレードのチェストを狙いましょう。なお
Get your quest rewards by opening the grade chest. Don't forget to open it.
獲得できます。忘れずに開封しましょう。
In conjunction with this Nameless City exploration update, new limited time tasks and title tasks will also be added. Complete these tasks to obtain Big Bang Scratch Fever tickets and Master
Yeah,
Cubes
Ryopichu,
and the weapon
I'm pretty
channel
sure I
Spradio
used mine up
Almighty.
way back when Brooks popped
On
an
the
popped an
February 4th
urgent
update,
quest on me
the level
at
cap
one
for all
point,
classes will be raised
back when
to
I was doing that
150.
here on Twitch.
Raise your level and take on new quests. Plus, the new 14-star rarity, Spradio Weapon Series, will make its debut. In addition to boosting damage resistance and critical rate, the Spradio series also lowers PP consumption. Similar to the Clerodim series, you can do an augment transfer without consuming an N augment transfer pass. And
Yeah,
it
that's
can
the
be
other
turned
thing.
into
That
a
and it's nice that they at least do this. That they keep coming out with these weapon series where you don't have to use augment transfer passes.
This series drops in Nameless City Entertainment Zone Investigation. Try it out.
Just like I really have not found a reason to use them at all.
Next, we have some Line Strike updates for you. 19 new cards based on PSO2 and NGS characters will be added to the card scratch. The cards to be added this time include not only characters from the main game, but also cards based on the web manga Central and the TV anime Phantasy Star Online 2, the animation.
テレビアニメ PSO2 The アニメーションをモチーフにしたカードが含まれています。
The new cards featuring Patty and Tia come with a brand new skill called Coordination. It's a unique effect that activates when the specified cards are all in play on your field. An alternate illustration card for Patty and Tia will also be available. You can obtain them through the ARKS Record Badge Exchange, so be sure to give it a look. New starter decks will be available in the AC shop alongside the addition of the new cards. There will be 2 decks. A Fire and Ice deck that makes use of Patty and Tia's twin
Speaking of
spawn,
Line Strike,
and a Lightning and
I
Dark
ran into
deck
like a weird
specialized
bug or
in
something where it was like I would continuously try to collect like the reward of like 100 of the vouchers, and it just would never come through for me for some reason.
Featuring the key visual from the Super Fantasy Festival.
It was like one of the login rewards or something.
The Fire and Ice deck includes Luther, while the Lightning and Dark deck includes Shiba. In addition, ranked battles will now support.
And it
all
wasn't like I
ships
had no bank space or anything like
The
that.
rating referenced during matchmaking, as well as the increase or decrease based on wins and losses, will apply to your home ship. Next, I'd like to highlight various functionality improvements. First, we will adjust the ingredient limit for quick food. The number of items needed to maximize the boost effect will be reduced from 10 to 5. This means any recipes that currently have 6 or more of the same ingredient set will no longer be usable, so you'll need to re-register those recipes.
Everybody's still going to be eating a lot of
You
meat,
can
though.
still select up to 10 items, making it easier to activate multiple
Pretty
food
much.
processors.
They don't know how to balance things.
Yeah, so now it'll be like 5 of the meat, and
Next,
then
a
you get
favorites feature
1
will
or
be
2 of
added
the other
stamps.
stuff.
Registering a stamp will display a favorites tab, where stamps are arranged in the order they were added. You can rearrange them after registering by selecting Edit on the desired stamp. You can set up to 60 stamps as favorites, so make sure to take advantage
I
of
mean,
this
at this
feature.
point, they might as well add an option that's called Smorgasbord, and you just get
You'll
everything
now
at
be able to
max.
search EX Augment series using the Check Augment Preset Skill Market Prices feature.
Maybe they should actually add proper cooking to the game.
When a weapon or armor has an
You
EX
mean like how
augment,
they
the
tried
question
to
mark
promote
icon
that
will
in the
appear
last
list.
mini episode, and
Selecting it will
and
change
they
the
did,
search scope for the
and it
entire
just
series.
didn't go anywhere.
Pretty much.
Two new options will be added to view player looks in the lookbook. Add to block list and report this player. We'll be improving the registration sequence for mag forms. You'll be able to add a new form, apply after adding, and confirm music playback all from a single.
Oh, my stream's buffering. There it goes.
We'll also be improving the search functionality in the salon. Search functionality will be added to motion changes and filter settings for wear, parts, and accessories will now be retained until you exit the salon. Next, we'll introduce updates related to Creative Space. Additional options will be added to the ARKS decoy build part, allowing you to set expressions, toggle face the character settings, and choose whether to apply your current character's appearance to the decoy. A preview will now be displayed when setting messages, speech balloons, or manga expressions. Roads, crosswalks, and other build parts inspired by Nameless City will also be added to Creative Space. Why not use them to give your creative and alliance spaces a fresh look? The NGS collab with Hexagear and Megami Device starts February 4th, 2026. In addition to a collab scratch ticket, we'll have limited time login bonuses during the collab period. The collab scratch ticket features Kotobukiya's Hexagear and Megami Device plastic model series. Use the avatar items in this ticket to cosplay as Buitoru, Gaifu Kaisei, AUV Amaterasu Regalia, AUV Amaterasu Eclipse, Punimofu Mao, and Punimofu To. And that's not all. We also have other collab items like weapon camo, emotes that recreate iconic poses, and idle motion changes that reflect your equipped weapon. Gaifu Kaisei is so cool! That's all for the updates coming in the first half of the month. Now, let's take a look at the updates starting February 10th, starting with this video.
Alright, let's see what they got for the second half here. Did they bring back the mining rigs?
Looks like it.
Actually, those might be a bit bigger than the mining rigs that we know.
It sounds like it's basically a success. You know the new mining rig trial that can pop up? I think it's a chain of those together.
Gotcha. Yeah, Ryopichu. Yeah, this is from the episode 4 Yamato battle. When you're on foot, if I remember correctly. We got mono wheels.
Well, the players have been begging for mounts. I guess they're trying to give us something like it.
Yeah. Problem is, what good is one of these if it's gonna be as fast as you run?
Let me go through the details with these slides. NGS Season 53 of the Mission Pass will be available starting February 10th. In addition to stamps and accessories, the lineup features valuable items such as personal shop use, 3 days, and SG scratch ticket prize slips, as in previous releases. This time, the pass features the Lightning Bolt Tagaishi armor accessory from PSO2, along with new Mouton foam clogs and luxurious cattail accessories. Don't miss out on the color variant for the motion change landing, Dark Mage as well. It's a box of overpriced chocolates! It's a tacky flower bouquet! No, it's the AC Scratch Ticket Valentine's Day Revival! Cuddle up with cute avatar items from this scratch ticket, which offers another chance to get Carnation Long Hair and Loretta Beldia and more. And look for Argent Gigas Master S in the scratch count bonus. The new limited time quest, Drill, Mounting a Regional Defense, arrives on February 18th. In this progressive quest, you'll complete mining rig defense trials that occur in different areas. The setting for this quest changes daily, with different gameplay elements in the Aelio and Retem regions. Up to 8 ARKS defenders can participate in this quest, so join forces with your friends to protect the mining rigs. There will also be limited time tasks and title tasks for this limited time quest. Complete these tasks to earn titles and Big Bang Scratch Fever tickets. The limited time urgent quest, Pale Flame of the Planet Wrecker, is back. In this progressive quest, you are tasked with investigating the Crimson Realm that has suddenly emerged throughout the entire Kavaris region. Take another shot at Agni with the Kavaris quintuplets by your side.
They keep acting like we care about their characters, when I'm pretty sure most players don't care about the characters.
Yep, and plus they keep bringing back the same quests over and over.
Check out the scratch count bonus for alternate versions of the Monowheel EX Dash and Glide motion change items included in the scratch.
I mean, okay, seasonal ones, I get that, but even those seasonal quests got changes most years.
The Revival AC Scratch Ticket PSO2 Memories February 2026 drops on February 21st to celebrate.
And I'm talking about for base
Day.
PSO2 there.
Avatar items released in PSO2 make their return. Get a prize slip every 15 draws through the scratch count bonus, and check out the emote Bubblegum Balloon that's also making its return. PSO2 memories will continue to arrive on the PSO2 day on the 21st of each month. The lineup will change each time, so keep your eyes peeled. That concludes the update information for today. Moving on to the next segment.
I'll still take a look around the Neon City and see if maybe there's any new buildings or anything there.
In this segment, the NGS Operation Report.
Like, I'm hoping it's not just a one-to-one copy of the original Nameless City.
My suspicion is because that's kind of their modus operandi right now. Basically, reskin everything or use the virtual blocks everywhere.
We would like to thank all the ARKs out there for continuing to play NGS. We hope that you will enjoy the game this year as well and wish you a belated Happy New Year. Here, we will provide information on the intended implementation of updates introduced in this program in the form of a letter from the developers. We'll kick things off with some info on Nameless City Entertainment Zone Investigation. The name of this update is Entertainment Zone Investigation. So, as you'd expect, Nameless City has a different and more glamorous atmosphere than in the past, with neon streets and a roulette gameplay element. In addition, we've changed the format for earning rewards in Nameless City Exploration. Up to now, it's been a system where you collect exploration points and spend them to open reward chests. In this update, however, the exploration points that you accumulate during the quest will determine the grade of the reward chest you receive at the end. This will allow you to focus only on earning points while you enjoy exploring, eliminating the frustration of not being able to use up all of your points. If you max out your exploration points, you can complete the quest before time runs out. Collecting lots of points will allow you to open more chests.
That's nice of them that at least you don't have to wait for the timer to run out if you do get all those points.
The new 14-star Spradio weapon series. The Spradio series, like the Jibog series before it, is a new rarity of weapon that is relatively easy to obtain.
These
In
are
addition,
ugly.
since this series does not require an N augment
Yeah,
transfer
they got
class
a
to perform
real
an
nature
transfer,
theme
we
to them.
recommend it for players currently using the Angel series.
And plus, it's just the one color.
Further enhancements
With,
are also
some
planned
shading.
for future updates. So, if you don't yet have a 14-star weapon, we recommend that you aim to get the Spradio series in Neon City. The last item we'd like to discuss today is a new story quest, follow-up chapter, and the Stars Fell, which will be added in a February update. In addition to a mini-episode, the update on February 4th will also bring the new story quest, follow-up chapter, and the Stars Fell.
Okay.
Currently, progressing through the main story requires completing the urgent quest, and the Stars Fell. However, since nearly a year has passed since this quest was released, it has become difficult for newcomers and those who haven't played in a while to progress to the main story. Therefore, in order to allow players to advance the main story, we have created Follow-Up Chapter and the Stars Fell as a quest that can be completed solo. If you have not yet defeated Dark Falls Vial, now you can take up the challenge. Make sure you take advantage of this opportunity to prepare for the release of the new story quest in April.
So this will be like when
That's all
Ina
for the
and
letter from the
Manon
developers.
joined us for
Thank you
Aegis.
for continuing to play NGS.
pretty much.
That was the letter from
They
the
can't
developers.
herd players into that
Continuing on to the
particular
next section, I have answers
that
to player
particular
questions and
urgent
comments
quest.
from the
So
development
what
and
they're
live
doing
operations
instead
teams.
is just providing a single player version.
Yep.
Here's the first one.
Yep. The rewards are old at this point.
I have seen
So
players who do
what
not
point do
engage in
players
combat
have to
and
go
just
into
stand there in
that?
quests and fields, such as Ultra Realm Exploration. Please address this. Here is their response. Starting in April 2026, for select content, we will introduce automatic detection of AFK behavior for users who are reported in-game. A feature will be implemented so that if a user is determined to be engaging in this behavior, their access to gameplay content will be temporarily restricted. We also regularly review reports of AFK behavior, disruptive actions, and activities that violate public order or good morals, and take appropriate measures such as investigations or account suspensions.
So rather than the drops
Once
no
again,
longer
we
dropping,
ask that
players
you
will just be
refrain from any
restricted from
inappropriate
playing
behavior,
them.
including but not limited to AFK behavior, abusive language, or forcing others to follow self-imposed rules. If you encounter disruptive behavior during gameplay, please report it through the in-game reporting function. We appreciate your continued cooperation. Let's move on to the next question. In Alter Realm Exploration, when the party leader leaves the quest, I'm kicked out with them. Could you make it so that even if the leader leaves, the other members can remain in the quest?
That is a problem.
Here is their response. We are planning to change it so that in Alter Realm Exploration and certain other quests, other party members will not be removed from the quest even if the party leader leaves. For quests where rewards are obtained immediately upon completion, the current behavior of leaving together with the leader will remain. That's all for our Q&A today. Moving
Okay, so
forward,
they actually
we will
got
continue
some
to bring
decent
your
questions
and
this
feedback
time.
to the development and operations teams and share their answers with you.
Yep.
Please share your thoughts and opinions about this program
Basically,
and the game using the hashtag
I think
NGS
they're starting to
Headline on
understand
X
who
and
they
other
should
social media.
listen to and who they shouldn't. I'm hoping at this point.
Moving on to the
That's
next
all we
segment.
can hope for.
NGS Satellite Information. Now, let's move on from updates and talk about some other NGS-related info. I'm sure it will get you even more hyped to play the game. Let's start with this. We are pleased to announce the release of Volume 4 of Central, the serialized comic on the official NGS website. It will be available for purchase starting Wednesday, March 25th. The book also comes with original items that can be used in NGS. There's plenty to enjoy, including emotes that let you recreate famous scenes from the comics. By the way, my character is featured in the bottom right. Details about the bonus items will be revealed in the next headline, so please look forward to that too. You can get special deals on in-game items in the web-exclusive PSO2NGS web store. In addition to store bonuses that provide additional value over regular AC purchases, it features an exclusive 55% discount on your first purchase of select items. Please be aware that AC purchased from the PSO2NGS web store cannot be used on the PS4 version. The PSO2NGS web store can be accessed from the NGS official website. Hover over Buy AC on the official website or Game Launcher, then select Web Store. Please note that the web store cannot be accessed from in-game. That's all for the satellite information. Next, we have our regular mini-segment where we highlight something NGS-related, such as concept art, in-game songs, and aggregated data, and delve into it with commentary from the development team. This time, we are talking about the 14-star Arch weapon series, which was modeled on weapons that appear in PSO, in commemoration of the 25th anniversary of Phantasy Star Online. We've received comments from the development team about this feature. This series primarily features weapons that were especially memorable in PSO for their high rarity and difficulty to obtain. In particular, Dark Element weapons were prioritized because Ruin Luther uses an attack based on Dark Claw. On the other hand, for weapon categories that did not exist back in the PSO era, we selected existing weapons that were close in concept and implemented them under different categories. Among these, Heart of Poem, originally a claw-type weapon, was implemented as jet boots after we explained the concept of this project to its designer, Mamoru Nagano, and received his full approval. For the implementation in NGS, even weapons that had already been ported to PSO2 were remodeled from scratch with detailed adjustments such as adding new sheaths to weapons like Twin Kamui and Sange Yasha. The Arch series blends nostalgia from PSO with the visual expression of NGS. Although this weapon series will be difficult to obtain, we hope you enjoy it. What did you think? We will discuss other concept art and songs in the upcoming episodes, so we hope you'll look forward to that. That's all for this episode of NGS Headline Wave. This broadcast strives to make NGS even better by collecting audience input. Please share your thoughts and feedback on this program and the game by using the same hashtag as previous broadcasts. Hashtag NGS Headline on X and other social media.
Yeah,
Together, we can
I'll
make
agree with you
NGS
there.
an even more
Something about the
fantastic
dark
game.
flow looked kind of off to me, to be honest.
I never expected Nameless City to shine so brightly. It
It's
really
like-
surprised me.
It looked
The city feels
kind of
brand new
plasticky,
again.
if you ask me.
It looks like there's also a photo block, so I plan to look for lots of great spots for pictures. The next episode of NGS Headline Wave will be released on Tuesday, February 24th. We'll be focusing on update information for March. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now then, ARKS, I'll see you in the next NGS Headline Wave. Bye-bye.
Alright, so that's the headline for this month. Overall, I guess, yeah, the Neon City is looking a little more disappointing than originally hoped for. And then we'll have to see what comes of that mini episode there. At least from a story perspective. Did anything really catch your eye there, Vooks?
Not really. The mini episode was only one because it could give us clues to what happened before in the story, but otherwise, there was nothing much that I saw that was interesting. I mean, I would not be, other than the fact that we are getting our next main weapon series. I don't see much of anything to keep people going in February.
I agree. Yeah, it's not good what they've ended up with here at this point. It's a real problem, and I found myself less and less logging in at this point. Like, at least in the past, I would, kind of still log in and do the mission pass, but I'll admit, for the last 2 or 3 months now, I haven't even looked at that thing. It's like, I'm missing out on potential rewards just because other things have caught my eye at this point in terms of other games, and it's a real shame, and I hate to keep beating down on the game like this, but what is there at this point? I mean,
Griffin says JP has extra stuff.
They do. Okay, let me pull that up real quick here then. Give me a moment. Let's see what we got here. I'm just trying to scan through real quick and see what it is that they've got. Let's see. They have... We'll do it this way. So, we've got got the chat in there. So it looks like they've got a Discord thing here, and then if I keep scrolling through, let's see. That's from the comic. This is something to do with the Rappy Kamu Twitter or X. Let's see what else. They've got an event happening on the 31st for a few hours here on their YouTube channel, Phantasy Star CH. And then they go into that segment where they were talking about the different weapons. And then it looks like that's all there is extra here. Was there anything else that you saw in there, Griffin, that I should be looking up here? Okay. Yeah, so it really wasn't too much extra, but so they do at least have that one event coming up on the 31st on the YouTube channel. I guess we'll see what that ends up being. Okay, so moving on from that, something that did also get posted on the NGS website was an update for as part of the Super Genesis Festival for the 4.5 anniversary. So let's take a quick look at that here. So
it seems like they're just looking for any excuse to have some sort of event going on because it's what brings people, it keeps people active at this point.
Pretty much, yeah. And I mean, we've known the whole time the game has sort of had these festivals going on every 2 months, and we knew that fairly early on in the whole process. But the last one extended between December and January, and we're gonna have the next one in March. So but at the same time, it kind of also feels like they're still continuing them on. Even when these things are not happening, like with the 500 draws that you're going to get from that scratch and such. Anyway, let's take a look at this letter from the developers here. So, Happy New Year to all the ARKs out there. Thank you for playing PSO2 and PSO2 New Genesis version 2 over the past year. We truly appreciate your commitment to the game and your fellow ARKs. This December marks the 4.5 year anniversary of NGS and the 25th anniversary of the Phantasy Star Online series. We're currently celebrating with the Super Genesis Festival, our 4.5 year anniversary event. Did you enjoy the battle with the second coming of Ruin Luther? 2025 brought so many fantastic updates to NGS, from the appearance of Darkfall's Vial and Alter Realm Exploration, to the addition of 13-star rarity weapons, EX styles, and other battle-related gameplay elements. Character creation enthusiasts also had a banner year with new face options, customized expressions, and more. Outside the game, in April, NGS Headline was reborn as NGS Headline Wave. Has almost been a year already?
Yep.
That is crazy.
It feels like less simply because, well, there isn't much of value that changed. There hasn't been much of value been added to the game.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, still miss Hero sometimes. Anyway, with our new MC Yui Hasegawa joining the broadcast, Yui has received a warm welcome from the ARKS community as an MC with a player's eye. 2026 is NGS's 5th anniversary year. To celebrate, we'll be holding the 5 Go Beyond event starting in February. there are lots of exciting 5th anniversary updates on the way, including a new SP scratch ticket outside the anniversary event period, and a new song from a fan favorite NGS character. Is that character going to be singing on stage? It's Nader has been singing that same song for the past 4 years. February.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, do you remember how it was like every year we got at least one new concert, in-game concert, and it's like we've been stuck with the same one for the last. Nerudi, they may be talking about that. They may be saying that she has a player eye view, as in she's down with the other players.
Yep. Let's see. February will also bring the new Neon City Field, featuring a new way to play. The long-awaited continuation of the main story will finally be released in April. In return for your patience, we'll be delivering some content-rich story for you to feast on. A raft of exciting and challenging updates are in the works, so keep your eyes peeled as we head into 2026. And then they link to the roadmap. The development and live operations team will continue to work hard to bring new discoveries and excitement to all the ARKs out there. We hope you have a great year with PSO2 New Genesis version 2. From the PSO2 New Genesis version 2 development and live operations team. Yeah, I guess I just don't know if they talk about new discoveries and excitement, but honestly, first there was Vile. Okay, yes, that was a battle that needed to happen. But the only other thing that really kind of caught my eye last year, and at least had me somewhat excited in the game, was the reappearance of Masquerade. But ultimately, that didn't boil down into anything story-wise. It's just they appeared, and it's the same thing that happened with Luther as well. They appeared, so like, I guess that's potentially a story point. What's causing these incomplete elements to suddenly appear? But I don't know.
I'm almost certain Luther's going to be the whole, like with the other Dark Falls. I suspect Luther's going to get shuffled under the carpet and we're basically not going to hear anything more about it. It's been how this team has been handling things all along so far.
Yep, I agree with you. It's there are so many. They keep opening these different plot threads and they don't finish them up. They're just hanging there with no answers whatsoever, and it's horrible story writing at this point if they're trying to do something.
And at this point, if anyone tries to defend it, like saying it's supposed to be something. I have heard people say this is an epic story or something, and my opinion is, if you think any part of NGS's storytelling is epic, you shouldn't ever be allowed near a writing room ever again. This has been just one giant failure all the way through. Even when the story writing was halfway decent during the early days, I mean, okay, it wasn't even halfway decent, it was serviceable. There were still massive problems with how they handled the player character and how they did not prioritize what the player care. Why they basically prioritize what they care about and not what the player cares about. And every player coming into NGS from PSO2 wants to know what happened to their own character and what happened all the way through. And if these upcoming stories do not actually give us any proper answers, I would not be surprised if we start seeing, if this game finally sees sees the well. Okay, honestly, I won't see everyone leave, but I'm pretty sure they will not be able to bring. It'll basically be the end of the game. Period. They have to start. They really have to start getting the story on track and getting their priority, get on the same page as what the players want from the story.
Yeah, I'm starting to write this off as one of the worst eras to ever happen within the Phantasy Star series at this point. This is absolutely ridiculous how they have treated this game, coming in from the highs that they had, and yeah, to your point, just not respecting the history the player came from if they brought one of their characters over from PSO2. I mean, I'm the guy that always likes to say, go play Phantasy Star, and even I'm saying this is bad. My recommendation is, if you're interested in the Phantasy Star series at this point, Phantasy Star Classic and the Algol series, PSO, Phantasy Star Universe, and base PSO2. Stay away from New Genesis. It's not worth it.
Yep. Unfortunately, you can't. They will force you into New Genesis from the start, so you'll have to you will unavoidably have to play through the very first part of the first chapter to get back into base, which isn't. They really should split the two games off into there at this point. But
Agreed.
Then New Genesis, then there might be a chance that New Genesis will not be able to stand on its own.
Yeah. I mean, I at this point, I don't know. This is just a random idea. Would anybody be interested in, and I'm speaking to, like, okay, this probably doesn't work because I'm speaking to people that know the Phantasy Star series and have been with us for a long time. But I'm just thinking, do we need like a guide to help get players into base PSO2 as quickly as possible so they can just skip through NGS as much as possible or something? I honestly don't know.
There are clear signs that Sega is waking up, because there was a shakeup. What we've seen was there was a huge shakeup with the Sega Sapporo team. There were people fired and basically called out for their behavior out there. So,
well, we can only hope that. Go ahead.
Nothing. Go ahead.
We can only hope that with that shakeup, that at least they start to get their act together, or the other opportunity is they could always shut that studio down and bring Phantasy Star back to the Tokyo office instead.
The previous reorganization at this point is been a disaster, honestly. It's very often so far they are seeing that they can't keep where they're trying to organize the company according to specific teams handling specific kinds of games. It's just not working out for them at this point. It's already seeing that despite the Sega Sapporo division supposed to be handling mostly live service PC and console games and not mobile games, they're still having to handle a mobile game. And we're seeing it across the board. There are Sonic teams being geared up to handle a MMO again, or some sort of online game. Sort of online. So something's happening. It's just the problem is how corporations move. It can be quite a glacial. They move at a glacial pace, as it's been said before.
Yep, and we brought to you the information about those job postings last year, and we're still waiting to see what that's actually going to be. If it is going to be a new Phantasy Star game, or if that's going to be a Sonic MMO or Sonic Online RPG. We'll have to see. But like I said, we're still another year or two away from probably hearing anything more about that, I would probably say, at this point. Which is problematic if that means we're still stuck with NGS at least for the next year or two here, with nothing else happening for the Phantasy Star series. It's partly why I'm hoping, eventually we're going to get Starlight out, and that will take care of most of the issues. Or rather, the Clementine team is going to get that out. It's why, Phantasy Star Universe Clementine is such a great server to be on, and then you've got it's the fact that you've got all these fan efforts to keep the older games online. That it's I think that's one of the bits of glue that's still holding this community together at this point. But I know that people are also exploring other avenues at this point here. Myself, I put a lot of time into Final Fantasy XIV, and even recently I picked up World of Warcraft again. Although I will say that game has its own issues, and a lot of people are learning that as well with the most recent pre-patch for Midnight. But anyway, that's besides the point. The Sapporo team needs to get their act together, or just from a business perspective, they could be looking at massive staffing cuts there.
Which would only make things even worse. But if that happens, I'm hoping that basically they're saying, okay, so the only thing you're good at is handling that stupid Miku game. Okay, you don't need the other guys. We'll just send this right back over to Sonic Team where it should have been from the get-go.
Yep. And hopefully... Go ahead.
Oh. I have something silly that I learned, but I'll save it for the end of this. Let's get to the news.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, anyway, that's it for New Genesis news here in the past month. It's actually been a quiet month, as I mentioned before. Let's move on to Clementine updates here. So, after our last stream, they did make an adjustment to the mission Beyond the Peak party version. They increased the amount of time gained when killing enemies. They reduced the amount of time lost upon death, and they reduced the HP scaling on later blocks. In addition to that, they have a new auction rule effective as of the 28th of December, and the details of that are at the bottom of the auction rules. And then they had a maintenance happen on January 11th, and they mentioned the coal gachapon would stay open for an extra 2 weeks to allow players to use up any leftover coal from the Christmas event. And then, after that, the server came back up, and they had a set of patch notes, which we'll look at in just a moment here. Additionally, some adjustments have been made to Meseta drops in Ultimate, and then they provide a list of the top 10 kills from the Christmas event. And then going on to those patch notes here, so they had the Winter Girl Festival milestone period, which went until the 25th. And then for the tower, they added ultimate tokens as a clear reward to all sets of floors. They increased the Meseta reward amount when clearing all sets of floors. And the weapon drops have not been adjusted as planned. They will rotate after the milestone reward period. And then they made some adjustments to Meseta payouts in Ultimate. And effectively, what they say about this, they've reduced it on certain enemies and increased the modifier on other enemies. They increased the base Meseta amount, and they reduced the drop chance of Meseta. But the whole idea is that they wanted to get more Meseta out. And the way they're doing it is they're lowering the frequency of Meseta or they're lowering how often Meseta drops, but they're in bigger chunks going forward. So at least now you're not having to spam the floor to pick up all the Meseta that drops. They also had an enemy adjustment. The Svaltis had a damage reduction added back onto it, in the Ultimate difficulty. And then for bug fixes, they had the Champion Sword now properly applied, the Guardian/Ultimate set bonus, and the new /U+ weapons added during the last update can now be recycled to Master Grinders. Going back to updates here, from their Discord, they had another maintenance, and with that maintenance, there was one more small update made in January for that. In the tower, they updated the drop pool of the tower, and you can see the new drop pool on the tower page. And then, this was an odd one to me. For some reason, players can now level basic types up to level 125, so that being your Hunter, Force, and Ranger. But not even things like your Gun Techer and things like that. Just your basic classes for. I get it. It's sort of a prestige thing, but it's still an odd thing to do it. All right, and then with that's pretty much it. It's like I said before. It has been a quiet month for Phantasy Star. And that just puts even more of a spotlight on NGS here, and we've already gone through that, so I'm not going to beat that dead horse anymore here. Okay, Rooks, did you have any? You said that you had something a little silly there, right?
Yeah, Erwin let me in on what is probably meant to be an Easter egg, but it is actually may have some very big implications for both the Sonic franchise and the Phantasy Star franchise.
Okay.
And I sent this to you earlier. Arwen found a. Let me look up the name.
Do you remember where you sent it?
Yes. Ohiru. A person named Ohiru was responsible for, according to the Phantasy Star compilation, I believe, was responsible for basically organizing the evac of Palma. And what he did when he took the name apart is it basically translates to Great Hedgehog King. Now, I'll be honest, my grasp of the classic series lore is not perfect, but wasn't there only a very short period of time where people could actually have everything was on very short notice, yet this person managed to organize a mass evacuation of the planet?
Well, they had for a while been working on basically reconfiguring some of the ships that they had so that they could be piloted without the controls that that Mother Brain had in place. So I would count that as part of it. Rather in some of the lead up, but there was a limited amount of time to get people off the planet, and the big reason for that was effectively the Gyra satellite was basically coming to crash right into the planet.
Yep. So this Great Hedgehog King basically had to work extremely fast to get everyone get as many people as that he could evacuated, and then he drew some connecting lines. Apparently some of the protagonists from Phantasy Star 3 is related to him. And here's the other part. From what he said, this sounds like a very solid reference to Sonic the Hedgehog. Because at the speed he had to work to get people off the planet. I mean, we know how mass evacuations go in today, and it takes several days. It would take several days to get people out of a city. This person somehow managed to get a significant portion of the population off the planet.
Gotcha.
So, at this, and finally, this person's descendants were all blue-haired.
Okay.
Meaning, as I said, it's a silly idea, but it's starting to sound like Sonic may have been the one who was responsible for getting people off of the planet.
I'm gonna have to talk with Arwen about that, because that's it may or may not work with what I know, which is that there was also, a group that was working against Mother Brain, and that's who basically was reconfiguring these ships. Part of those were two individuals, Oharius Sarik and Inalis Seal, and they were instrumental as well in terms of getting everything prepared to get people off the planet. Now, my understanding is both of those unfortunately died to being confronted by a Dark Falls, which then ended up on the fleet of ships that left Palma, and that story then plays out later in Phantasy Star 3. So I gotta see how this all meshes together, because I can see potentially how it works, but at the same time, I'm kind of curious if that means that Sonic got stuck on one of those ships for a long time, and then there's the whole matter of, okay, how did they even get there in the first place? So yeah, I'm gonna have to talk.
As I said, it's a silly idea, but when he figured it out, he basically jumped into a voice chat with me and Wolf. It was really funny.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Ohario is apparently the guy. It apparently translates to Great Hedgehog King.
Huh. Okay, gotcha. Well, I'll have to chat with them about this and see how that all pans out. But thanks for bringing that to my attention here.
Anyway,
all right.
Maybe we should close out.
I think so as well here. And so that brings us to the end of this episode. On behalf of Rooks and myself, thank you for joining us today. Day has dawned. Have a great day, everyone.
Have a good day.